1C is, given the market trend for very large homes with large room sizes and ancillary space, should we calculate any density regardless of what we think that should be? Should we be looking at it using dwellings per hectare rather than habitable rooms? And what that means is that for a lot of our units, they are very large, particularly the market ones, and perhaps they're throwing the figures a little bit in terms of the density. So should we be using dwellings rather than habitable rooms? Is there any support for changing it to dwellings rather than habitable rooms? There is some support.
Can I say something?
Just one. If we could just finish this question, and I'll come to you. Is there any support for keeping it at habitable rooms? Does anybody in the room support that? So both of those options have some support, and then we can record that. If we just take the two people that have their hands up, yeah.
I'd like to ask how many residents were involved in the making of the city management plan?
Well, you're here now.
No, the plan's already produced. How many residents were at the planning stage of City Westminster Plan? How many residents were involved in this, on the steering group?
Community groups as such.
You're here now. We haven't written it.
No.
You're here now to discuss it and put forward your ideas.
The residents, Westminster residents, have a compact with Westminster City Council. And in that compact, it clearly states anything concerned with social housing, residents must be involved at the beginning. This is not the beginning, this is something which has already been produced. How many residents were involved in the production of this?
This is an agenda for tonight's meeting. This is not the
How many residents were involved in the production of this City Westminster Plan? It's a simple question. Were there any residents involved? Did you go to the housing panel and ask for residents to come along and be involved and just speak up for the...
I understand the question. I just want to say, this is not the city management plan. This is just an agenda for tonight's
meeting. How many residents were involved in the organising of this particular meeting?
All of the people that
No, how many this had to be organised. How many residents were involved in the make-up to get this meeting on the ground?
None specifically.
Well, then you're going against the principle and the spirit of compact.
You've all been invited to attend. We invited.
We're being too late to be invited. The residents have to be involved at the very early stages of anything concerning housing.
This is the earliest stage. We sent a letter out last October saying that we were going to prepare this document and to 1,500 people on our database, including all of the residents' associations.
1,500? How many thousand people live in these areas then?
Well, I would have to have a look. We've also tried to advertise it quite widely.
Well, I only heard of it yesterday, and that's because I was at a meeting of Links to see how our hospitals are running. And then a girl there told me, Mary, do you realise, do you know, whatever? And I said no, and she put my name down for tonight.
Well, that's, I mean, it's been in the Westminster Reporter, it's been in places like that, but as we understand, gets distributed to all the other households. And I really genuinely want to reassure you, this is the earliest stage of development of this document.
So we still got some saying what's going to happen.
Absolutely, that's what you're here for.
So you're going to tell tenants associations, all the rest of it in all the areas,
that's right,
whatever, that this is going on and what the outcome is. This one is, or would they want to put their bit in?
The purpose of tonight is to get all of your views, including those of residents. So that's what you're here for tonight. It's not for us to tell you what the plan's going to be or what the plan's going to say. It's for us to collect your views about what you think the plan should say and should be. So we welcome all of your ideas, and I really want to reassure you this is the earliest stage of the process. It's ongoing consultation. We haven't written one thing yet. The document, we haven't even started writing it yet. So you're here right at the very start.
You have stated that the only people who should be concerned with the plan are developers.
Yeah, the most of them here.
You've made the statement and you're ready. Developers are the only people that you should be concerned with on the mix and the planning. No, I would think residents would have a very strong input in that. Not developers are only interested in profit. That's their only interest.
Well,
residents are interested in how they're going to live and what the community is going to be about. Yeah. Developers are not.
Well, I think as we go through these questions, if you've got varied views about what you think should go in the plan, please put those forward. There was a gentleman over here who wanted to speak.
All I wanted to say that in social housing, in the social housing, does Westminster City Council, through City West Homes, through their estate offices, check? In my area, I see all sorts of people wandering in and out, and I wonder how many of them are legitimate tenants. I'm a lessee.
That's certainly not something we're here to discuss tonight. That's something you would need to take up with your...
But you're trying to increase accommodation in another word, aren't you? And do you check that all the accommodation is occupied by people who are entitled to?
That's not something that we can deal with tonight, I'm afraid.
It's right into what you're trying to do. I mean, say, across Edgware Road from Church Street, there's a big area which is a car park, it's been vacated. Has anybody looked at that?
I think what we need to do is get back onto the questions. There's an opportunity at the end for any other questions. If we can take these questions quickly, and I haven't asked the question yet, but if we could take these questions quickly, then it will leave us far more time to deal with any other questions at the end.